But when you are coming to this next level of this UI development is there. UI development has good demand in this industry, software industries. So UI development means client side coding or server side coding. Tell me now. So which type of coding we are writing in this UI development? Client side or server side? Yes, come on, you tell me this answer. Yes, in UI development phase, we are writing the code that is client side code or server side code.
Client side.
Yes, that is client side code. That code is executing in browser. So in this point of view, so these advanced technologies like Angular, okay, next one React, okay, next one here Vue.js, like the different types of technologies are there. So here these technologies we are using to write the client side code. That UI development, that demand is very good demand in these industries. And next one, if you come to this stack programming here, so in this stack program, full stack is there as well as mean stack is also there. So stack means nothing but collection of softwares here. So here in front end as well as back end, front end as well as back end, we are developing the logics in this stack programming. If you take full stack programming, in this full stack programming, in this back end means don't think database, back end means server side point of view. Okay, in full stack programming, server side point of view, we are using different technologies like PHP, ASP, JSP, etc. So any one of these technologies we can use here. And front-end development point of view, Angular like this type of framework, UI related frameworks we are using. And database, if you take SQL Server, Oracle like that, that is full stack programming. But especially one stack is released which is popular in this IT industry, that is main stack programming. In this main stack programming, server side we are using Node.js, okay, and the next level of Node.js nothing but Express like that. And front end programming is nothing but here. What is the front end programming? Angular. And database is MongoDB. That database we are using in this main stack programming here. And here for to run the web applications, one server is required. So here if you come to this full stack programming, we can use Apache server or Tomcat IIS. But while working with this main stack programming, we are working with Node.js server. Is it clear? Node server is not Node.js, Node server. Node server is available through the help of this Node server. We are running that application here. This is the concept of mean stack. Already we discussed in detail in yesterday's session. So regarding this concept, you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Yes? Yeah. So no doubts. So all these points are clear. Fine. Now here, this is the project batch. Okay, already I told you in this project batch what are the topics I'm covering here. So we will discuss complete Node.js. We will discuss complete MongoDB and template designing with Bootstrap, HTML and CSS. Okay, so after these concepts, we are starting the project. In that project, we are using Angular. Okay, we are using Angular. So I told you already, I am not discussing any concepts of this Angular in this project batch. Directly, we are using Angular. That's why those who know Angular, who knows Angular, those people are eligible to enter to attend this project classes. Okay, now here if you take any project, so every project okay contains some information. So that information we are storing where? So in all websites, if you take Facebook or Gmail or any other websites, these websites contains the user data like login data like that, and contains the products information, and contains orders information. Every user orders information it maintains. Okay, like that if you take Flipkart is maintaining all this information. Yes. And Facebook, if you take here, Facebook maintains chart information. Next one, post information of user and user credentials information like username, password, like that. This type of information is maintaining. Now this data, where these websites maintaining? So these websites maintain this data in server side programming? No. So to maintain server side script and client side script, if you take to create the programs only, we are using those scripts. That's all. We don't use these scripts to maintain the data. To maintain the data, we require one database. Is it clear? In database, we are storing the information. For example, if we take a login concept, I am taking as example here. Yes. So what is that concept? For example, registration first of all. Yeah. So in your website, you are going to develop this registration module. So first we have to design, okay, the page here, design registration page. Next one, just we have to validate controls. We are validating the controls here. And next one, send data to server. And next one, connect with database and store in database the data. So simple concept, if you take as example, that is registration concept. In this registration concept, we have to design the registration page. In this point of view, what are the technologies we are using here? Yes, the technologies we are using nothing but HTML, S, and next one CSS and Bootstrap. These technologies we are using here. Yes, what is the purpose of Bootstrap? Why we are using HTML? Why we are using CSS? And what the use of Bootstrap? Tell me now. So HTML we are using to display controls on browser. Every browser is providing a web controls like text box control, button, radio button. These type of web controls every browser is providing. Using HTML, we are displaying these controls. And CSS for what purpose we are using CSS? Why we are using CSS? So to apply styles on this HTML controls, okay, CSS providing colors, background colors, and the next one font of different types of fonts it is providing. And next one, if you take borders of controls, image borders like the shadows, like the different types of styles are available. We will see all these styles in our CSS discussion. And the Bootstrap is also very important because you're developing one web application. That web application user may open in mobile phone or laptop or desktop or tab. Okay. So means according to the size of that screen, it has to adjust itself. In this point of we take the support of Bootstrap. Like that, these are the main things which we are using here. So this is designing a registration page. Once you design the registration page, we have to validate the controls like username is empty or not, and if user enter email ID, format is correct or not, and next one password, retype password, matching or not matching. These validations we are performing through as Angular. We are using Angular. Yes. And next point is here sending the data to server because through Angular directly we cannot store data in database because Angular is a client-side script, means it is executing browser. So we are not maintaining the website database information in client system. That's why it is not possible to store with Angular. So it is possible to store with server-side scripts. Okay, like in this point of we are taking the support of Node or JSP or ASP, PHP, like the different types of server-side scripts are there. But in MinStack project, so we are working with Node.js. Is it clear? So here before this execution of Node.js, we are sending the data to database, sorry, server. In this point of we are taking the support of Ajax concepts. Okay, by using Ajax, we can send the database, sorry, not database, data to the server. So this Ajax is also we are executing through Angular. Okay, we are using Angular. Angular HTTP client object is available. With this HTTP client object, we can create the Ajax object and we can send that object to the server. Is it clear? So same thing we can also do with JavaScript. But if you want to create the Ajax object with JavaScript, you need to write number of lines coding. Yes, around 7 to 8 lines coding we're writing in JavaScript. Okay, so by using object XML HTTP request like that. But in our Angular we have HTTP client, only single line is enough. This dot ht dot get, like that we are using. So with the help of this Ajax, we are calling the API services of server. Okay, so here what the server side script we are using in this scenario is we are using here Node.js is the server side script. And what the database we are using is MongoDB. Like that here, these are the technologies we are using here. Okay, Node.js, Mongo, like that, if you take one concept as example, now you got clarity here. So where we are using that HTML and CSS bootstrap here, which point of we are using Angular like this. Okay, in these two stages we are using Angular here, and here in this connect with the database, and to store the data in database we are using Node.js. And what is our database we are using here? MongoDB. So once the registration details are inserted successfully in database, again we should navigate to another page in this browser. In this point of, again we are working with this Angular for this navigation. Is it clear? In Angular here we have routing concept. So using this routing concept we can navigate from one component to another component. Those all things we'll discuss here. No need to worry about this concept. Like that here, these are different types of technologies we are using in this scenario. Is it clear? So that's why first we have to. I think you people don't have idea on this MongoDB. I know that one, and you people don't have idea on this Node.js. That's why these two technologies. That is my responsibility. I will discuss these two technologies here. So here Angular directly we are using Angular. We don't discuss the concepts of Angular. So what are the concepts we are discussing in the regular session? Those concepts directly we are using this project development here. So that's why first we are starting with the MongoDB. What is MongoDB and what the benefit of MongoDB? Yes. So some people they're calling it as MongoDB. It is not MongoDB. It is MongoDB. Mango season is almost completed. That's why don't call and don't remind that mango word now. Okay, this is MongoDB. Is it clear? Yes. So yeah, I am asking you one question. Okay, so what is the benefit according to you? So some people may have idea on this point of view. Okay, so according to you, what are the benefits we have in this MongoDB? Now, if you know any points, you can share with me. After that, I will explain my views. Okay. So here, Srini
Got it.
and Rajshekar like that. So uh, tell me the benefits of MongoDB compared with other databases. Yes.
It is
Yeah.
unstructured database.
It is unstructured database. Yes. Fine.
We
Next
can
one.
store JSON data.
It is storing data in JSON format. Yes. Yeah. So what is the advantage of unstructured one? What is the advantage of
Open
JSON
source.
format?
In unstructured, you don't need to define any particular table, or it means you can increase or decrease row anytime.
That's correct.
Columns,
Exactly.
increase or decrease columns at any time.
Fine. Next one. What the benefit of JSON format data? Okay. So I will tell you these concepts. Now we are starting our discussion with the MongoDB. Yes. MongoDB is open document based database. Stores data in JSON. Yes, it is implemented by MongoDB Corporation. Who implemented this one? MongoDB Corporation. And basic version is 1.x. Current version is 4.x. Okay, right now 4.5, like that. These versions are available. Yes. So if you take MongoDB, MongoDB is open source document based database stores the data in JSON format, and it is implemented by MongoDB Corporation. Basic version is 1.x and current version is 4.x. So what is the benefit of this MongoDB? Yes. So here nowadays in this uh, World Wide Web, data transmission is very important. Data transmission is very important concept here. Yes. So this data transmission means I am sharing the data from my server to your server. So indirectly we can say from my application to your application. I am sharing the data. Is it clear? Now here your server and my server are heterogeneous technologies. Okay, means from operating system to application level software, all are heterogeneous. So your operating system is Linux, my operating system is something Windows like that, and your website is receiving your application is receiving my data. Your application is developed by using some technology like PHP. My application is developed by using okay Java like that. Okay, and here your database is different, my database is different. Your database is Oracle and my database is SQL Server like that. Now this scenario, if I send that SQL Server table as it is to you, then can you directly display that information in your application? Can you store the data in your Oracle database? Is it possible? Not possible. Because here, so if you take MySQL or SQL Server, Oracle, all these technologies storing data in a schema format. Is it clear? In a schema format means all these technologies contain schema, but MongoDB is not containing any schema. That is very big advantage. First of all, MongoDB, okay, is no schema. So what is schema? What is schema?
The contact by which that data needs to be sent, and means the types. So the types.
No, here in this point of schema is nothing difference here. Okay, the schema is nothing but that a structure it is using to store the data. Yes. Okay, I will show you one example because the pin to pin we have to discuss each and everything. See, for example, here MongoDB I'm going to open. So not MongoDB, MySQL I'm going to show you. So just I'm using here how the schema is storing in database table that I am showing you in other databases like MySQL contains schema, Oracle contains schema, SQL Server contains schema like that. Here, all these databases contains schema, but MongoDB no schema. So, what is schema exactly? How it is storing? That I am going to show you now. Yes, now here, if you observe this one, yes, now this is one database, test database. TBL underscore user is there. Yes, no data we have. TBL underscore ABCD. Yes, in this table, we have some data. What is the data available here? Serial number, uname, like then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 records are available. Now, my question is, okay, this table is it storing as it is in hard disk? So, with like horizontal and vertical lines, is it storing like this in hard disk? So if you create
No.
any table in Oracle or SQL Server or MySQL, and if you insert the data in the table, so now I am asking you one question: that table data is it storing as it is in database? I mean, not database here, hard disk. Finally, this data everything is storing in hard disk only. Yes or no? So in which format this data is storing? Yes, this data is storing as one file, text file. So every database data is storing in the form of text file. So in this text file, 1, 2, 3 it is writing, and Rajesh 1, 2, 3 like that. Here 4, 5, 6 Alex 5, 6, 7 like that in a single file. So each and every value it is storing, and it is maintaining the separators between one column and another column, and separators between one row and another row. That those separators we are calling as schema separators here. Yes, I will show you that one now. Okay. This is one table. What the tbl underscore abcd. Now here where it is storing in this hard disk, that location I'm going to open now. Yes, data folder of MySQL. This is MySQL data folder. Actually, you did not have any idea on this MySQL. Just what is schema exactly to show you I am opening like this. Because here I am telling you one point. MongoDB doesn't have any schema, that point I'm telling. But before understanding of this point, we should know what is schema. That exactly we should know. So that's why here now you can see. Now, what is the database? Test is the database we have. In this test database, tbl underscore abcd, the table information is available. Which table we are open here? Tbl underscore abcd dot myd. This file contains data. Now, this is the information. Actual MySQL data is storing in low-level binary format. Is it clear? That's why numbers are encoding like this. And now this is a one column, nothing but here. What is this value here? It is nothing but 1, 2, 3. Assume that this is 1, 2, 3. Yes, exactly this is 1, 2, 3. And here this is Rajesh 1, 2, 3. Here this is Rajesh 1. And next one here, this is 4, 5, 6. It is storing like this. And Alex is there. Like that here, these are all comes under schema characters here. Is it clear? So we don't understand which pattern they are following to maintain the schema and what is the pattern of the schema, we don't know. But here in a file, the data is storing like this one. Is it clear? Yes, fine. Now here close this one, and now here thing is I want to insert new document. Okay, now just I'm going to insert new record. Serial number, okay, 777 are given, and username here something like so XYZ I'm using here, or username here, ADV serial number, values, username, primary key is there. 1 second. That 777 already there. 888 and something are doing that. Yes, now I'm opening the same file. So whether that information is available or not, now we can see here. Yes, in which table we inserted the data. This table only. Now here 1 second. Table underscore ABCD. Ramji we inserted here. It is asking you want to update. Yes, update here. Open with replace. Now you can see on this coming forward there. So this is the format other databases following. Yes, even if you take Oracle SQL Server, any database stores finally data like this only in a text file. A file name same as table name. In the text file, it is storing the information with some separators like this. These separators we're calling as schema separators. Understanding these are nothing but schema separators. So you see, you are attending, I think you people are attending with some experience. Okay, definitely they will ask you questions in this point of view. So here, once you're going with the experience like 3 years like that, so definitely they will ask you what is schema. Okay, so what is the benefit of MongoDB? What is the meaning of no schema? Like that, these type of questions there is chance to ask. That's why pin to pin idea you must have. So now in this scenario, if you observe here, yes. So in this MySQL database, this is schema, and if you take Oracle schema is different. Okay, and SQL Server schema is different. Like that, every database following their own schemas to maintain the columns and records separately. Okay, now come to this MongoDB. So actually in this point of view, for example, this is MySQL table. If I store this table in Oracle database, now can we show that information? Yes or no? as it is this data, if I copy and paste in Oracle in a file, okay, I created one table. In that table means in the table file, I copied and pasted this data. Now, can we open that table or not? That is my question. Not possible.
No.
Yes, because the schema is MySQL is different. The schema is Oracle. Schema of Oracle is different. Now, if you observe here, this is one editor, PH might be. Like that for our Oracle, we are using Toad or SQL plus some editors are there. And if we take SQL Server software, so for that, Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, something editor is there. What are the roles of these editors? Yes, going to this file and collect the information, and based on the schema, okay, maintaining that rows as well as displaying the horizontal lines as well as vertical lines. Finally, this information is presenting in the form of table with the support of these editors only, like phadmin I'm using here. Like that, if you take Oracle, so towards something editors we are using, and SQL Server Management Studio for SQL Server. What is the main role of this editors? Collecting the database from these files, means collecting the information from these files, and based on the schema separators, placing the horizontal and vertical lines and display in tabular format. Because directly if you show like this, user cannot understand. That's why these IDs editors doing the task here. Okay, fine. Now here, if I want to send this data, first of all, if you observe here, at the time of retrieving the data, some time it is taking, because it has to convert this schema characters as okay, rows and columns, yes or no. So that's why here these technologies, if you take Oracle, SQL or MySQL, so at the time of presenting the data, so it takes some time. If that is less, we can't get the difference in this lagging time. But if data is more, definitely takes some time to display the data, because it has to convert each and every okay record schemas into columns like that. But MongoDB, first of all, the main advantage of this database is that MongoDB doesn't have any schema character like this. Okay, MongoDB is no schema database. Understand this? So that's why it is very easy, very fast. We can retrieve the data. So data retrieving is very fast. And second point is MongoDB stores the data in the form of JSON. Yes, what the benefit of this JSON? That point we have to discuss now. So first of all, I explain you what is the benefit of no schema. Yes. Now you ask me any doubts you have in this point of view. Yes. So this point is clear. What is the benefit of no schema? Tell me. So what is the disadvantage of schema and what the benefit of no schema? Yes, anyone can answer this question.
The operation will be fast if it is no schema, and it will be
Yeah,
slow if it is schema.
at the time of retrieving the data, so schema is there. That schema has to be converted into different. It has to be converted into rows as well as columns here. That's why so retrieving time, that operation is slow. But no schema means direct information only available. There is no separators. These separators need not convert here, because no separators first of all. That's why no conversion process. Nothing is there. Directly you can fetch the data. That's the advantage of no schema. That's the first point. And the second point, if you take here, yes, so here data is storing in the form of JSON. Yes, what the benefit of this concept we'll discuss. Okay, now if you observe this one, this is the information of this file. As I told you, so if you send this data to any other location like Oracle server or SQL server, then they can't display this information directly. So first of all, we have to convert this data into another format which is understandable by any technology. Is it clear? So for that, initially we used it to work with XML. Okay, XML concept was there. Okay, but the disadvantage of XML is so it occupies more data, because every information contains open and closing tags like that. So that's why these days everyone is working JSON. Everyone is working JSON format. Now, for example, if you take here, okay, now one API service you created in your server. Okay, so this is your database. this database, this is some table information here. Assume that weather report information you are maintaining or currency conversion data you are maintaining here. Now here, this is one API service you create in this node program or Java or PH, whatever it may be. What the main concept of this API service? Okay, so reading the information from this database. Okay, so reading the information from this database and sending this data to other people like this. Okay, so here other people, it is sending the data here. Means who is calling this API service here? For them it is sending the data. For example, some X is wants to display weather information in his website, and Y also wants to display weather information in this website. Okay, then they will communicate with your API service. So you can provide free service or you can provide paid service. In that point of we are using, okay, sign in key means key we are providing if it is paid. If it is free service, directly you can provide the accessibility. In Node program, we'll discuss how to create the API services, what is key, everything we'll discuss there. Is it clear? Now the concept is here. So X is axing, Y is axing, Z is axing. This X is using here, so Oracle database, and Y is using here MySQL database, and Z is using here MongoDB database like this. Assume that. Now here, this person is using some database like this SQL server. Now, if this person is directly sending that SQL server to this X person, so can he display the data in Oracle? Not possible. So that's why this person who is providing the API service here, this person is converting the data into meaningful format. So initially we used it to work with XML. Now, XML we use it to work in old days, and now we are using JSON. Means this person has to convert into JSON format. First of all, the data he has to convert into JSON format. Now that JSON data we are receiving here, and again we are reconverting into Oracle database, reconvert to our DB format like that. Is it clear? Like that here, how many times conversion is there? So first this person is converting, and after that this person also converting here. This person, he is converting SQL Server table information to JSON, and that JSON he is receiving, he is converting into Oracle. Like that here also, if you take between these two persons, two times of conversions are there, here as well as here. So he is converting into JSON, and this person is converting into MySQL database format. And but in this point of view, if you observe here, only one conversion is there. This person is converting into JSON, this person he is receiving, but we need not convert because MongoDB directly stores data in the form of JSON only. Means conversion time is reducing here. In case this person is also working with MongoDB, yes, this person also working with MongoDB, then here no need to convert into the JSON format. Directly he can send the data to this person, okay, from here to here, and this person can receive the data and he can present here. Like that, these days in these distributed applications, okay, data sharing is very important role. For everything we are depending upon the API service to get the information from external locations. In this point of view, in which format that API service data is coming? A JSON format only. Is it clear? In which format the data is coming? JSON format only. So that's why here these days why people are much interest on this MongoDB, why they're using MongoDB, because directly the data is storing in JSON format. That's why, so at the time of sending the data, no need to work with these conversions like this. Okay, one API service I'm going to show you now. Just open the browser here. Okay, so just different types of API services are there. Open Google. So REST API for countries, if you take here. Yes, here countries information it is providing like this. Copy this and paste now. This is external API service. Now here you can see data is there. So this data is in the form of JSON only. Yes, these days nobody is using XML. Okay, in old days programmers used to work with XML, but now everyone is using JSON format only. Like the JSON data contains these brackets. I will explain you how to maintain this JSON data. Everything we'll discuss here. So these brackets it contains even Those who attended my Angular classes, there we discussed many JSON formats. Yes or no? Some people, you attended Angular classes. There also we discussed how to store JSON data in different formats. Like that here, this is one API service. For example, go to this Google now. Okay, one more API service here. Okay, so just so COVID-19 API. Okay, now here, yes, Postman. If I click here. So this API, they are providing the updated information of this COVID here. So here summary is there. Copy this, paste here. Now you can see this is also coming in the form of, yes, what is that? JSON. So here country Afghanistan. Okay. Now here how many total deaths, updated information this API is providing here, and new deaths 11, new recoveries. Okay, 387 people. Okay, and total affected, recovered. Like that here, every country information it is providing. Even you can find out India information also. As India, so yesterday, oh, yesterday we got 49,981 now. Yes, these cases, as they reported, and total confirmed 14 lakhs 35,000. Okay, like that here, this information new recovered, and total deaths 32,771. Like that here, this information from where am I finding that entire country's information, how many affected, how many recovered, how many deaths? No, it is not possible to me. But in my website, I want to display the information of COVID, okay, country-wise information like that. Then we are taking the support of some other person API services. That API services that is coming in the form of JSON like this. Okay, now when you're coming to the MongoDB, the main advantage of MongoDB is store the data in the form of JSON. Yes, that's why we can easily share the data to any person without conversion. Yes, and it doesn't have schema. So what the benefit of this no schema here? So at the time of retrieving data, so no need to check the schema characters to mention the rows and columns here. Directly we can retrieve the data. How we displace, I will show you that one later. Okay, next one here. So MongoDB is no structure database. Yes. What the meaning of this no structure? That is one more important point here. See, for example, if you are creating any table in SQL Server or Oracle, so we are specifying columns. For example, user table I'm creating. User to maintain the user registration. Yes, to maintain the user registration details, I'm creating one user table. So at the time of creating this user table, we are specifying the columns like username, password, email ID. Yes, and next one here, address. Like that, we are mentioning some columns. At the time of creating the table, we have to specify columns. Those columns are fixed for every user. Is it clear? So like that, for example, I'm creating one registration table, TBL underscore registration. Yeah, at the time of creating the registration table, you are providing uname is one column and city is one column. Okay, next one, password is one column and email ID is one column and mobile number is one column and next one, address is one column. Like that, I'm providing this column. Now here, how many users you are inserting in this table? For every user, these are the fixed columns you have to provide. Yes, but when you are coming to the MongoDB at the time of creating table, actually in MongoDB we are calling it as collection. We don't use name table. We are using collection. So at the time of creating this collection, we don't provide any columns like that. Means we are not providing any structure. Now you can ask me one question, sir, what the benefit of this no structure? Yes, we can insert so number of records for each and every record. There is no rule that you must maintain these number of columns. For example, I'm inserting Rajesh information, then I can maintain Rajesh name, city, password, email, mobile, address one, address two, I can maintain here. And Suresh has three addresses. Then in that specific record, I can also maintain one more extra column. Is it clear? And next one, Satish has only one address. Then no need to maintain two columns like address to address 3 empty. Just we can stop up to one address column. Means here, so one record and another record if you take, in this no structure point of view, there is no rule that you must maintain the equal number of columns. That is very important for us. Is it clear? Because by default, we don't have any structure. Then there is no question that you have to maintain equal number of columns for every record. So for first record, you can maintain 5 columns. Second record means for second user, 10 columns. For third user, 100 columns you can maintain here. So it will not raise any error messages in this point of view. Yes? Yeah. This is the main advantage of this. So what is the use case of this concept we'll discuss now? What is the use case of this concept we are going to discuss now? Why Giribabu? Why just now you joined? Giri? Yes.
Hi, sir. Yeah, yes, sir. Now only joined, sir.
Uh,
Yeah, hi,
why?
sir.
Why late? Yesterday you
Uh,
attended?
yesterday night I have seen your demo, sir.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. YouTube video you have seen, I think, right?
Yes, sir. Video in the YouTube.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So I am informing you, all of you. Okay. So our class time is once again, Giri, I am telling to you also. So
Yes,
session
sir.
timings are 7:30 to 8:30. Initial 4 days.
Okay,
Is it
okay,
clear?
sir.
After that,
Yes,
our
sir.
timings are, yeah, 1 second. After that, our timings are 7:05 to 8:15, 8:15. Yes,
Yes, sir.
after 4 days. But
Yes.
initial 4 days, 7:30 to 8:30. Just remember this one. Yeah, ask
Okay.
me. You are asking one question. Any question you are asking, Giri Babu?
Yes, sir. I have one doubt, sir. Actually, I am I am new to this field, sir, Java field. So currently, I am
Yeah.
going through the advanced Java. So
Mm.
after this advanced Java, can I go this mean stack development, or I have to go in another way, like full stack development? Then I have to come to mean stack development, like that?
No, 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 no. Here, if we are concentrating on advanced Java, okay, then you can also go with full stack and you can go with main stack here. But in main stack, we don't use Java. Is it clear? In main stack, we don't use Java. We are using Node.js. So mean means MongoDB, M stands for, E stands for Express, A stands for Angular, and N stands for Node.js. Okay. Server-side script we are using Node.js. Okay. And second thing is nowadays, compared with other technologies, Node.js is getting more popularity. So I will explain Node.js concepts here in this batch. Complete Node.js we're discussing here. So why Node.js has that much value, that those concepts we'll discuss when we start the Node.js. Is it clear? Right now, I started MongoDB concepts here. Today, I started MongoDB. Just I'm explaining what are the benefits of MongoDB compared with other technologies. Those points we're discussing now. Is it clear? If you want to work with Java technology, then you can go with that full stack programming here. Okay, and you want to work with Node.js, then you can go with that mean stack development. But for the Java, mean stack, or any other technologies, front end coding is Angular only. Is it clear? So that's why
Yeah.
if you attend this batch, so in which location we are using Node.js, same location you can also replace with Java.
Okay.
Understanding? So
Yeah.
API services we are creating in Node now. Those API services you can learn Node.js and you can create in Node.js. At the same time, if you have idea on Java, in Java also same concepts you can create Node API services and integrate those services with Angular. So that clarity will get a lot in this mean stack. Means advantage for you is both the server side scripts are covering to you, Node as
Okay.
well as Java. That is more
Okay.
benefit for you. Is it clear?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So now
Yes. Sir.
you can decide yourself whether you want to go with this mean or not. That is your option. Yes. Okay. Fine.
Yes. Yes.
Now come to this point here, all of you. No structure means I told you. So at the time of creating the table in MongoDB, we don't provide any columns here, specific columns. So in which scenario it is useful? What the use case for this? One use case I will tell you. So in our project, many use cases will come into the picture. For example, if Flipkart application, if you take here in the Flipkart application, I am doing the shopping. So I ordered some items here. So, and I have given address. So those items delivery address is current address, my current address, which I have given at the time of registration. Yes, in the registration address column, my current address is storing at the time of registration point of view. Fine. For that address, I'm sending the products. Now, after few days, I'm doing shopping for my sister. Then I will provide my sister address. After sometimes I will do shopping for my brother, and next for my friend. Means I am doing shopping with various addresses. Is it clear? Now, all these addresses we have to maintain in database. But here I am one of the users of Flipkart. Like that, you are another user, and you are doing with different addresses. Like that, you done the shopping with 5 addresses, and I done the shopping with 7 addresses. Some another person done the shopping with 10 different addresses here. Okay, all these addresses are not equal. Means your addresses you entered till now, you entered 5 addresses. Till now, I entered 7 addresses in that website, and another user entered 10 addresses. Now, if you take normal database table structure, so how many address columns you have to maintain? Up to 10 you have to maintain for every user. Yes, but remaining users fields are empty fields. Okay, so X has 5 addresses, remaining 5 are empty. Y has 7 addresses, remaining 3 fields are empty. And 10 has 10 addresses, means Z have 10 addresses, so he can occupy the 10 columns. But remaining users, empty fields are there. That is issue in these normal databases. When you are coming to this, yes, when you are coming to this MongoDB, so we are not providing any specific address columns. That's why for one user you can store 5 addresses, another user 10, another user 20, another user 100, and next user 2 addresses you can maintain. There is no question of empty, okay, unused columns concept. That is very big advantage in this scenario. Is it clear? Yes, like that here, this is MongoDB we're discussing now. So just I told you 3 advantages of MongoDB compared with other technologies. We have few more advantages. Is it clear? Not only these 3 advantages. Definitely in companies, they're asking these questions. Okay, what are the benefits we have in this MongoDB? Why you are choosing the MongoDB in your application development? Yes. So first point I told you, what is no schema? Okay, no schema. MongoDB is no schema. Already practically I showed you the schema with other technologies here. And MongoDB, if you take here, the database doesn't have any schema. That's why retrieving point of it is very fast. Okay, and next one, it is storing the format in JSON format, the data. So means it is very helpful for us at the time of transferring the data from one location to another location. And next one, MongoDB is not following any structure. That's why there is no restriction that you must follow equal number of columns for every record. That restriction is not there. So for one record you can store 5 columns, for another record you can store 10 columns, for another record you can store only 7 columns, like that. Is it clear? There is no concept to leave empty columns like that. Yes, these 3 points first of all you clear. Yes. So in these 3 points, you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Kiran Chavan, Mohammed Miraz. Yes, any doubts you have in these 3 columns? I mean, sorry, 3 points.
It's clear.
It's clear. Yes,
Yes.
fine. Yeah. So next point, MongoDB is not providing any queries. It is providing simple functions. Okay. Now here MongoDB provides functions to perform, okay, insert, delete, and update functionalities. Yes. See, other databases, if you take Oracle, SQL Server, etc., in those databases, we are using insert into and select star form. Like that, these statements we are using in other databases. Okay. But when you are coming to this MongoDB, we don't use these type of statements here. Simple functions are available. So here, compare with that SQL queries. Functions always, the main advantage of functions are performance is fast. Okay, so here find function is there, insert function is there, update function is there. Like that, direct functions are available here. These functions are very flexible to use, very flexible to use. And next one, performance is also very fast. Actually, these days you people may have idea on other technologies, some people have idea on PHP, some people have idea on Java, like that. So here, there also we are using functions, yes or no? So how we are using functions in other technologies, in the same way here also we are using functions. Means here it is very easy to everyone to work with MongoDB, because everything it is providing in the form of functions. Already we have some idea how to work with these functions. Yes, how to pass the arguments in this function. In the same scenario, here also we are using functions to perform all these functionalities like insert, update, like that. If it is providing queries, we have to learn these queries. It is little bit confusing concept, queries point of view, nested queries, sub queries, like that. When you are working joins here, nested joins we are writing, that is very complex procedure. And in this hierarchy point of view, that query point of view, it is very clumsy also when you are working with that nested sub queries. But functions are not like that. Functions is not providing this type of clumsiness. Okay, it is very used to use, very simple to use. And performance is also very faster compared with queries. Okay, actual queries has to compile every time, but functions are not like that. One time compilation is enough. That's why performance is very fast. So for everything we are using functions only. Now you can ask me one question, sir, can I perform aggregations? Means here that joins, unions, like that, these type of operations as aggregation, joins, unions, subqueries, okay, constraints, relationships, all these are possible with MongoDB. We'll discuss all these concepts in this project batch. Okay, so here complete MongoDB we are discussing, as well as complete Node.js also. So that's why here, so MongoDB provides many functions to perform these functionalities. Functions usage is very simple, and performance is very fast, and there is no clumsiness. Okay, so if you take MySQL, so if you are getting the data from multiple tables, na, so that time within one query, another query, within another query, another query, like that, the clumsiness is increasing here. But here in this scenario, there is no clumsiness to work with this. Yes, this is fourth advantage we discussed here. One is storing the data in JSON format. Next one, MongoDB doesn't have any schema, and it doesn't have any structure, also table structure. And everything we can do with the functions here, where it is providing many functions. Using these functions, we can perform all functionalities. So those are very easy to use, as well as performance is faster. So these are some advantages. We have few more advantages compared with other technologies. Those advantages we'll discuss in next session. Is it clear? Yes. Before closing this session, you have any doubts in this point of view? Any questions you want to ask me? Now you can ask. Yes, no doubts. I think all of you got idea. Yes, these points clear or not? Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Yes, all of you. Yes, yeah,
Yes.
fine. Mirrors, clear these points.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Kiran. Yes, Giri, you entered late.
Yes.
Yes, you entered late, but not issue. I will take the backup session. Those who are joining late. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Fine. So these
Hello.
are some. Yeah. Tell me.
Yeah, sir, I have one question. That,
Yeah.
sir, just like in Oracle, they provide the apps, just like different modules, business modules, like finance, CRM. So MongoDB also sell these type of things, this
Yeah.
predefined
With
package.
MongoDB related, okay, modules are available here. Okay. So like that, Atlas business modules are available in MongoDB.
Okay,
Yes.
means they are
So here,
available.
yeah, they are providing these Atlas business modules. I
Okay,
will show you those business modules.
and we have to purchase them, right? They are not open source.
No, many modules of them are open source, not like Oracle. Oracle is not open source.
Okay, yes, yes, yeah, we are using Oracle. Right?
Yes. Okay, fine. Any other
Okay.
queries? Okay. So tomorrow I will start the session at 7:30. We will discuss few more advantages which we have in this point of view. Okay, fine. See you next class. Thank you. Bye.